Welcome back, Fantasy Baseball Picks and Bets, here on Mayo Media Net. Please make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the audio-only pod. Remember, 5-star reviews are the compliment. If you're really digging the show, really do appreciate you. For the YouTube people, we're about to put on a clinic, and then I'll ask you to press that like button because cartoon fingers matter more than they should. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying this. Pat actually got me to keep it, be in my lane. You know what I mean? Try to keep it quick, man. So with that in mind, if you're new, welcome aboard. 2 quick kind of 20, 25-minute shows a week. Hopefully, if this is for like the everyman, like the busiest person that is in a fantasy baseball league that would like to compete and possibly win. Hopefully this is the show for you. I'm your host, John Laghezza at John Laghezza on the Bird app. JOHNLAGHEZZA. It'll take you to all my work. My goodness, there is a lot of it at The Athletic. Daily betting stuff, implied team totals, starting pitcher ranks. I mean, run the algo, it scores and bets, total bases and stuff just every single day. Hat tip to Patty Mayo for, let me bring all this craziness to you. Hey, right, I'm out here doing the work, so you don't have to. And again, the first show during the week, we're mining the advanced statistical leaderboards. I have access to kind of nerdy stuff that maybe not everyone else does, but I think it matters. It's also the best way to find players that are bubbling and about to move up. In fantasy baseball, right, the team you draft really isn't the team you finish with. And even if the team you draft is good, I'm always kind of churning the bench. Right? I'm always kind of churning my bench spots, trying to stay as strong as possible because injuries come in waves, and you just know how it is. Also, like the drip of talent into the pool is not equal, right? So it might hit when you don't need it. It might not be there when you do. So you always want to be churning and adding. And hopefully we'll help you do just that. Mayo Media Net, get ready. Without any further ado, fastest show in fantasy baseball, absolutely anywhere. Man, I'll tell you what, how many of these shows are very stuffed shirt? It's so boring. Oh my God, enjoy yourself. This stuff is fun. Gambling is fun, people. Baseball is a lot of fun. Yeah. All right, what you got? 2023 hitter X stat leaderboard. Now, granted, right, this is not I always preface this stuff. This is not a raw leaderboard. No one needs to be told. Aaron Judge is good. Jordan Alvarez is good. Mookie Betts is good. Go get them. Well, you can't go get them. How about some guys we might be able to go get? I have 2 columns here. For hitting, this is always a little interesting, trying to find 2 stats. I'd love to know what you think. What are your 2 favorite stats? If you only had 2 stats to try and find fantasy hitters, what would you be looking for? We're open up suggestions. I'll run just about anything. Again, right? We want to be looking for the things that not everyone else is. Home runs, right? So I have pulled fly ball line drives. I have found that's the best way to find power outside of barrel rate that everyone else is chasing, right? So yes, we want those guys too. But pulled fly ball line drives is a great way to find power. These are players inside the top 60, right? So saying not the raw leaderboard. And then on the right-hand side is expected WOBA. It's like a combination stat. I call it an amalgamated stat. Exit velocity, launch angle, but also sprint speed. It's a great descriptor. If I had one number to describe what a hitter did, that's the one. Some benchmarks for you. Everyone on our list of the top 60 has at least 15 pulled fly ball line drives. And to give you a little more context, I think league-wide, they have like a 560 batting average. And crazy OPS, I'm telling you, that's where power is found in pulled fly ball line drives, right? They don't have to be as far either if you pull them, right? It's shorter to the lines. Again, I'm not reinventing the wheel. So let's do the players here. Isaac Paredes, I think he was in the top 3 overall. He was near the overall. 29 pulled fly ball line drives. We know he's got pop. Tons of position eligibility. He's probably rostered in any kind of deep format. But most people do play in trading leagues. So if you're kind of, hurting for power, his average is never that great. I'm trying to incorporate some hitter stats into the show. He's batting .269, 785 OPS, only 5% walk. So it's really not terrible. It's actually getting much better. 125 WRC plus for Paredes. You might actually get a owner that thinks they're selling high. Or have him stuck in part of the deal. Charlie Blackmon, outfielder for Colorado, playing every day, right? Heimer Candelario, these are the kind of guys we get on early. We were on him very early for the very first week, playing every day. He's kind of a good hitter. And he had a bad year, and that stuff happens. And he quite literally plays every single day in the top third of the Washington lineup. Again, Washington's not a great team, but Well, that's okay. I mean, it's not the worst. Then Yastrzemski, who I think is on the IL, but keep an eye on him. You want to keep on the watch list. Jurickson Profar for the Rockies. That move was a little bit of a shock when it happened. I wasn't even really sure if he'd be playing. But lo and behold, he is. And ended up to pull the ball a ton. But more than anything, he's batting first and or second every single day. I'm seeing he's had 2 days off the past 20 or whatever. So, if Profar's out there in a shallow league, 10-team even, I think for single week streams, he's, worthwhile. To Outman, again, it's probably owned, but this is more revalidating it, and I think it's legit. Then to Spencer Torkelson, now this is the kind of guy who I really like. The production is not there. Let's bring it up. See, that's what I was hoping for. So I was able to at least refer to a few people. Again, this is not like the granular show, right? No nonsense. I promise, Patty. Spencer Torkelson, 206 batting average, 575 OPS, but he's not striking out. Only 21% K, 7% walks, not terrible. 10% swing strike, not terrible. 32% O swing. That's chase rate. That's, okay. 87% in zone contact. Again, that's like right around average. He's putting the ball in the air. He's pulling the ball a ton. The heart rate's not really there. The barrel rate, a little short at 9. Man, 58 WRC plus. I feel like Torkelson is the answer to today's show, right? He's the guy. If you're stuck and you're like, none of these names are helpful, I'm going for Spencer Torkelson. I actually have on a couple teams, and I'd be looking to add him. He's a great piece in a trade. Okay, why don't you throw in, like you're shipping a CI, right? And you're like, do I need to send Torkelson back? They'll be happy to get rid of him, and maybe you have your piece going forward. Let's get over to XWOBA again. Amalgamated stats. So it's generally players. You got to be careful for burners, right? Players are particularly fast getting up 50 scales, but generally it's very hard to trick XWOBA the bigger the sample gets. And I know the season's young, but let's check it out. Nelson Velasquez. Up for the Cubs. He got his promotion and is just going ham right now. 318 batting average, 1218 OPS. Yeah, 4% K minus walk. This is crazy good. He's hitting the ball on the ground, but he is hitting it really hard. 22% barrel, 500 WOBA. Now, that's not going to last. But the underpinning stuff is pretty good, right? He's not chasing. He's making tons of contact. 90% zone contact rate for Nelson Velasquez. So a guy like him, I think, is worth it. Right? These are the guys I'm talking about. You kind of add him. A player of that ilk, I have Luis Garcia, who we've had in the waiver show again. To the people who aren't familiar, again, welcome aboard. Thank you. Rate, review, and subscribe. Hopefully you're like, whoa, this show's good. This show, we're hopefully bringing up, like I said, the players that are bubbling, the skills that are bubbling. Then I run all this stuff through a little more scrutiny, let's say. Then we're back on Fridays with the ads for 10, 12, and 15 team leagues at every position with these snazzy graphics again. Audio only people. I do all this stuff, all the graphics with all the numbers, all the names. So if you want to go over to just refer to it, grab it at YouTube, screenshot it, or check us out on Twitter, Mayo Media Network handle, or mine at John Laghezza. We try to put this stuff up for, it's for free for you and me. But if you really appreciate it, you just had to Patty, man. Take Pat. He really is just the go. If you're listening to me, it's probably because you like him and he likes me, so I like you. So let's all like each other. But all kidding aside, man, he's the go. All right, back into the hitters. Brent Rooker. Now it's like everyone's talking about Brent Rooker. Well, we were talking about Brent Rooker 2 weeks ago when he bubbled, right? So now you're at 468 expected WOBA, but it's ridiculously good. Lamont Wade, when he plays, right? So he's an interesting player. The Giants, we know they're always up to their shenanigans. Wade plays every day against righties, and he leads off. And when they play lefties, it's either 6th or 9th. So a guy like Wade, you can add and try and spot start for weeks at a time. Jake Berger, while Moncada is out, Berger's a go. Paul DeJong, I know people are sick of it, and me especially. I'm a big Brendan Donovan guy. And right now it looks like that stock is dropping. The Paul DeJong stock on the rise. Can't believe it. But remember, teams lie, right? That's what they do. So Donovan has sat 2 of the last 4, and then, he sat 4 of 5 last week at one point. DeJong, off the IL, has played 6 of 8. Lefties and righties. Batting in the bottom third. Fact is, though, if he's going to maintain 413 expected WOBA, he's going to play. The Cardinals looking for some surge. I don't think it's with the hitting. I think it's the pitching is the problem anyway. Paul DeJong may be worth an add in the middle infield. I forget if I mentioned Luis Garcia was the player that elk like Nelson Velasquez. That's what I was getting at. These middle infielders, I just churn. I got one. Because if you have a league where you can switch hitters midweek, you'd be glad you got a guy that covers a couple position eligibility. Don't carry dead weight. A couple of my sharper friends in the high stakes arena I've spoke to about this at times. Like DiPietro spoke about this and Waxman spoke about this, my buddies. If you can do conditional fab stuff for NFBC, let's say, get humans. Put dollar bids. Get humans. Because if you lose a player, you're going to lose the at bats, and you can't add people midweek, but you could take them off your lineup. So there's like a feather in the cap. Hopefully, that'll earn the like button. Then wrap it up with J. Hay Kid on the Dodgers, Edward Olivares, and Jaron Duran. 3-pack of outfielders between 370 and 390 OBP. As far as the Dodgers go, they're looking for solutions as well. They moved Mookie Betts into the infield. Will Smith is back. Not sure if they love what they saw from Bush. He got called up, and he sat half the game since. So Hayward, he's on a run of playing time right now. Eight of his last 9 games, they were all against righties, though. So he probably checks that same kind of split box. Olivares for the Royals. I know lots of people have been waiting for this, and now it seems to be here. He's playing pretty much every day, lefties and righties. Prado did just get the call. Not that they play the same position, but anytime guys are coming up, that's probably Fran Mill's spot. But just an idea, I think Olivares, definite add. And then Jaron Duran, if he has not been picked up already, I think he's on his way to 10-team viability, right? That universal viability. Of course, for my NFBC guys, I'm blah, 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 making faces right now. For you guys, if Velasquez legit, I think Torkelson on the way up. Candelario, if he's still available. Maybe even Hayward to stream. Other than that, is what it is. All right, so that's the first half of the show. Right side, we have ex-WOBA, Contact Allowed. Remember, Contact Allowed is definitely the lesser important of the two. It's less in the control of the pitcher, though I do believe pitchers do control contact quality as a function of command. Back to the board. Let's start with the whiff rate. It's a dream weaver. Luke Weaver. 40% whiff rate so far. Whoa. Although, unfortunately for him, if it's not swinging a miss, it's been the home run. And half the games in Cincinnati, it's going to be a tough go. But with that kind of whiff rate, you got to have an eyebrow. Even if it's like a spot start against big swing and miss teams. Pitching is very tough right now. Though I'd rather go with relievers, something we've been talking about. I'd rather have an impact reliever than a bad starter. Then the Griffin Canning, the Winged Lion, 35.5 whiff rate. Domingo Herman, my New York Genki, 35% whiff rate. Matthew Boyd and Matthew Strahm right at 30. Okay, so Herman we've seen for the Yankees. He just spun another crazy gem. He's going to be hot to trot if he's not owned already. Matthew Boyd, been a bit more of a mixed bag, but I'm not out in it. 4 ERA, 1.29 whip. K at 21. There's too many walks, but I think he's getting better. The in-zone contact rate, which I like at 80%, so he's winning in the zone, which is always good for Boyd. Maybe most importantly, the home run per 9 is down at 1, right? Because he's had those issues in the past, the home run issues, but he's not doing that. Just remember, Boyd coming back off like the broken year, or sometimes you got to give it a little more time. It's only the first week of May and not really warm yet. So swing and miss ability on guys, but at least a little bit of track record. Again, just has the antenna up. I've added a player like Boyd, just waiting. I'm not starting him. Strahm, I think, needs to be started. He's been excellent for Philly. The reclamation project on the reliever seems to have worked very well. He's been great. 3.31 ERA, 1.09 whip. That's in the last 2 innings, or last 2 years. Let me get this shit, because I think the reliever innings, not that we ever want less data, sorry about that, right, more data always greater than side, but not when it's reliever innings. I think that does matter. I do separate starter innings. So 23 and a third, this is Matt Strahm. 2.31 ERA, 0.81 whip, 36% K to only 8% walk. Really just excellent. 14 swing and strike, 31% CSW, and an 80% in zone contact rate. So he's winning in the zone. Always something that we're looking for with the swing and miss stuff. 3/4 of home run per 9 for Strahm. He's been really good. Phillies are good. Getting Bryce Harper back, they're going to get even better. So Matt Strahm should be added in all formats. Then Shintaro Fujinami. Thank you, but no thank you. The swing and miss is there, but it goes to show you, whiff's not enough because the misses are really bad. He's just getting yoked. And until we get some kind of control, I think you just have to let him. I think you have to let him go. I'm surprised he's still starting. From what I understand, it was like part of the deal when he got signed. They were going to force him in 53% hard hit rate, 1.5 home runs per 9. This is Fujinami with the 13 ERA, whip north of 2. Not any good. To Josiah Gray, my boy, I will turn every opportunity for Josiah Gray propaganda. I will get right in there. 2.67 ERA, 1.28 whip. Earned run indicator is a little bit worse, but not the expected ERA. That's a 3.14. K's in check, a little lower than I'd like, but the walks in check as well. 27 CSW a bit low, but the 35-0 swing, 81 zone contact combination, very good. 42% ground ball. And again, most importantly, only 1 home run per 9. Josiah Gray, that was the big problem. He's pulling back on that fastball, which is not bad, but he just needed less of him. He's looking really good. I think you should go for Josiah Gray. Make the move for him. Like he's the kind of guy I'm having like as like an aggressive trade candidate along with his teammate, Mackenzie Gore. I really like the 2 Washington guys. Then last up, Johan Oviedo, who I think he just got smoked, which is fine. That's like the time to go get him. 4.78 ERA, 1.47 whip. K rate a little low at 20, but the walk rate and check at 8. CSW at 30, which we really like. So he's getting guys to buckle. Winning in the zone. Getting lots of ground balls, not giving up home runs. Oviedo checking a lot of boxes. You see a lot of Pittsburgh guys in these shows now. You'll see it on the right-hand side. Oviedo, Velasquez, and Contreras to Pittsburgh Treesome. Well, why is that? Well, because all the good pitchers on good teams are taken. Okay, that's the first part, obviously, right? So do we want to be looking for new guys on good teams or just anybody on bad teams? Because they get wholly discarded. It just happens. A lot of people are not ready to accept Matt Strahm or Vince Velasquez. But I'll tell you what, and we're gonna get over to the ex-Woba now. And then get you out of here. Hopefully, a little bit better for the wear, right? You learned something, picked up some new names, some guys getting some playing time, maybe flashing some new skills. Definitely, if you're in a shallow league, this is the first. No one's on these guys, right? It goes to show you, I play in all different types of formats, and pitching is so difficult, even in the shallow leagues, that you have to be on top of this stuff. You have to be on top of it. I just make a single pitcher list at this point. To that last point about Pittsburgh, keep an eye on teams that are starting to maximize output, right? When you see organizational changes, developmental gains, I should say. Keep an eye on that. That's where they come from. A lot of times stuff not an accident. Velo increases, shape increases, arsenal mixes, and pitch mix changes that are actually good, right? Some people, it's funny. He made a change. He's throwing his worst pitch more. Like, why? I know it sounds so intuitive. You would think it doesn't happen, but it does. So, ex-Woba. Tanner Bybee, he's only had 1 start, but a 209 ex-Woba, so he was impossible to get a hold of. He's going again on Tuesday. Then Strahm, who I wanted to get to, with Oviedo. And we learned this last year as well as Josiah Gray. If a pitcher is on both of these lists, add now, ask questions later. We learned this last year. And it was a big reason we did very, very well. And honestly, that's what I love about the show and being able to reach you like this, is you could just scan Twitter with the keywords and you could literally find all these graphs. We put out this every single week. You'll go check the receipts. We were on top of everybody. And I'm telling you, this is how you do it. Remember, it's only May 2nd. You might look back in August and say, wow, making a move for Josiah Gray and Matt Strahm, Matthew Boyd in May was the league winner. Yeah, Bybee. Everyone's on the big rookie. Like, I'm not going to, whatever. Now, Eduardo Rodriguez, maybe people are not buying it, ready to sell it high. But again, if anyone's on both of these lists, you add them. So that's Josiah Gray, 29 whiff, 269 ex-Woba. Oviedo, 28.5, 281 respectively. Just add these guys, and then figure it out. Same with Matthew Boyd and Rowanzi Contreras. He's not on the whiff. I actually thought his strikeout stuff was going to be better than what we've gotten, but he's getting better as time passes. So, again, I think he's going to be hard to pry because, again, that shine. So, that's it. We don't want to be targeting things other people want. We want to target the things no one wants. So, like, guys on Washington, guys on Pittsburgh, guys on Detroit, they're less attractive, easier to get. Whether it be through free agency on the wire or, haggling through trades. So, hopefully, that was a big help to everyone everywhere. Thank you so much for digging the show. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Like I said, hopefully, it definitely helped. Just getting your twice a week. Once in early in the week. A couple of new names. Skills that are flashing. New spats of playing time, right? That's we're looking for. Run it through the filter. Come out on Friday with all your ads, and then you could just refer to the image right through the weekend. And I have found it's just been a very big help for myself. And I know from the feedback alone, that's been great. So thank you so much, everybody. We really do appreciate it. Fantasy baseball is a marathon and not a sprint. So 2 no-nonsense episodes, 20 minutes a week. 2 times 20, baby. It's 40. I can do that kind of math, even somebody like me. And we'll catch you soon at the end of the week with the waiver wire ads. I'm getting on it immediately because I know I've had a bunch of injuries and I need some help myself. So make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on the way out. Tag Patrick Mayo. Hit me up with any questions that you may have at John Laghezza. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.